So, Sunwarper, what's going on in the whole world of iOS apps?
I was talking with an iOS developer who does some really cool apps. He goes by Wenamuapps. Alex is his name. And he sent over a few codes for some very interesting apps. He sent me a few. I've only so far gotten to use the sine wave app called Sinusedo, and then this really cool granular looper and sampler called Soundfruuze. And this thing's crazy. So I did a demo of both. The first demo that we'll play is from Soundfruuze, and basically I reamp the sounds coming out of my speakers into the iPad and then send it into my SP, and then we'll talk about the sine wave app. The sine wave app video is from my YouTube channel because I did it a couple weeks ago, but I wanted to do that justice as well because there's some really cool stuff. So do you want to get into it?
Yeah.
Today we are checking out Soundfruuze from Wenamuapps, and this is their live sampler and looper, and you can do some really cool granular effects with it. I'm using the iPad's microphone, and it's taking all this information in, and then you can do some crazy stuff with it. So somehow that's me talking. What I think we're gonna do is sample a few sounds from here, my SP, and then resample that sound back in. So the way I've got the setup running, I'm just capturing audio from the iPad's microphone, and it's gonna capture the SP. So I wanna do that because I kinda wanna get some air to it. Basically reamp the sounds from the SP into the iPad with a microphone. Just adds a little more air and stuff like that. So let's find a sound we like. This is an old project. Okay, I'm gonna sample that in. I really like that sound. So let's put that right. Okay, so now what we can do, let's move this, put it over here. So let's just chop that up. We'll just put those in, assign to pad. Okay, so let's figure out the tempo of that. Nice, okay, so we've got some massive drums now. All right, so there's a ton you can do with it. I just wanted to do some really cool sound design. Let us know either in the live chat or in the comments if you're watching this back, if you want us to delve more into sound design with this, especially with synths or pianos or samples or something like this. There's a ton you can do with it. All of the effects that are thrown in there make for some really cool sound design. I highly recommend checking it out, and they've got some other cool apps. We're also right now gonna take a look at Sinusedo, which is their sine wave app, and it's a ton of fun, so let's go check that out. friends, Sunwarper here. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at how to use sine waves from an iOS app and some effects from the SP404 to create lush drones and soundscapes that work great for ambient music, but they're also great as a sample to build a beat from. Today, I'm using Sinusedo from Wenamuapps, who were kind enough to send over a code to check it out. So sine waves may seem very basic. Because of how basic they are, they can be shaped into a ton of different sounds using effects to color them, and so that's what I want to explore today. We'll make some latch sounds because this is awesome. You can actually hold sounds on this, and then we'll also resample some sounds into the SP, and we'll go from there. So that's an easy way to create lush soundscapes, whether you want to use them for ambient drones or to resample in a DAW-less setup or even in your DAW. Have you tried iOS apps for music making? I've been getting really into it. If you've seen any of the recent videos on my channel, and it's an awesome way to kind of get more flexibility in a DAW-less setup or just in a portable setup. Let me know in the comments if you've tried any iOS apps and what they were. What did you think about Soundfruuze and Sinusedo?
I think they're really interesting, really intuitive, very different to what personally I would use in my setup, which is, I think, kind of the point. It looks like you can, especially if you're into your sampling, to be able to make something very, very quickly. And then we're always talking about making a sample your own and playing around with it. That looks like a very intuitive way of doing so.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It takes a little while to kind of figure out, especially with Soundfruuze, how to do everything. I mean, I barely scratched the surface making that drum sound, so there's a lot more you can do with it, but I think between that and then messing with my voice at the start, it's kind of a good example of like some of the sonic capabilities of it. And then with Sinusedo, it seems very simple because it's just sine waves and it's got each note on the two keyboards, which is cool. You get two keyboards rather than one. Has like a ring modulator on the bottom, so that's individual to that note, not like to the chord and not to that keyboard, but to that note. So it's really crazy the weird sounds you can get, and if you sample it into something to color it, you can get some crazy stuff. Eon Lake in the chat says, very quick way to establish mood. I like that aspect a lot. Yeah, definitely. I was thinking too, one of the cool things for Soundfruuze would be just to make background sounds. Like to sample in just random noises or something and then change the pitch to get these really weird, I guess like techno rumbles or something for lack of a better word, but just like background noises. Like we've talked before with, I think Jupes mentioned it, about just like recording random sounds to put under like bird noise and stuff like that, bird song. This, you could just get these weird sounds that you can control the sample size and duration and things like that. Sinusedo is $4 on the App Store. Soundfruuze is $7, and he also offers a bundle that comes with Sinusedo, Soundfruuze, and 3 other apps that I haven't used yet for $14.99, and I guess the normal price would be $20.95 if you bought them all separately. So we did put a link to Soundfruuze in the chat, and you can then check out all the other ones from there.
It's amazing when you think the democratization of music production gets to a degree, and then it just goes one step further with all these iOS apps coming in really cheap, very intuitive, and just going, like I say, a bundle for $15. That's
speaking of, Eon Lake said bundle it is. I'd be curious to hear if anybody is looking at grabbing these and maybe what they're thinking of using them for, especially Soundfruuze. If anybody's looking into grabbing that, there's so much you could do with it. I'd be curious if anyone's thinking of ways outside of, like I said, I just scratched the surface with some of it, but just the sound design stuff, that lo-fi setting was so cool.
We'd love to know what you guys, if you get it, grab it, and what you play with it, head over to our Discord, put it there. It'd be a great way to see what you're doing.
And just a quick disclaimer, Alex did send them over, but he had no say in anything we're talking about it. Just wanted to spread the word of a really cool app.
So if you like that clip, consider checking out our full live stream, Audionautic Deep Space Network, on YouTube, Spotify, and on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, and you can also join us for the live stream of said podcast at 7 p.m. UTC, 11 a.m. Pacific.
Wonderful, yes. And finally, we have got the Audionautic Radio playlist, which is down in the description below. All the latest and the greatest of the underground electronica world that you see there. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, if you're looking for some new music or checking out some of the newest in electronic music, head to that link in the description, and we will see you in the next ADSN. Thanks for watching.